Let's run now our real business cycle model. I already have the add-path command. You see that I'm in the neoclassical directory. I need to go to the RBC directory, which is nearby. I just do that. I check that rbc1.mod is indeed the file that I wanted. It is what I showed you before. And we are going to run impulse response function over 2000 period. Okay, I hide the editor and I can simply do dynar rbc1. So let's look at the output. First, you have a message from the preprocessor saying it found six equations, it computes derivatives of the static model, dynamic model, and so on. When you see pre-processing is completed, then the pre-processing stage is finished, and if you had syntax error in your mod file, they would have been uh, shown before then. Below, we have the result. Like in the case before, first we have the steady command that check and display the steady state value. Then we had the check command that computes the eigenvalue. We have four eigenvalues, all real, no complex. And we see we have two eigenvalues smaller than one and two larger than one. This very big eigenvalue is probably an infinite eigenvalue. And then we have that there are two eigenvalues larger than one in modulus. And in this model, there was two forward-looking variable, consumption and return on capital. And the rank condition is satisfied. Now we have the result for the stochsimul command. So we get, as I shown you before, we get first the policy and transition function, which are indeed the coefficient of the first order approximated rule. So here you have them for consumption, for capital stock, labor, wages, and so on and so forth. First. Remember that k minus 1 here and a minus 1 are in fact, it's in fact k t minus 1 minus k bar a t minus 1 minus a bar. And because for the exogenous shock, their steady state is zero, it's directly the effect of the shock. Then on the basis of this result, Dynar compute the theoretical moment, so using exact formula. It gives you the mean that is at first order identical to the steady state, and it computes the variance and the standard deviation of those variables. It can compute also the correlation between the endogenous variable, and finally the coefficient, the five first autocorrelation coefficients for each of the endogenous variable. You see that except for labor supply that is a bit more moderate, most of them are characterized by a rather high autocorrelation. There is also graphical output that show the impulse response function to a shock of one standard deviation on the innovation to total factor productivity. So when there is a positive shocks, then consumption will increase on impact. Then there is a hump. With inertia, it keep increasing even after the shock, after the shock is autocorrelated, and that slowly come down. The picture is very similar for capital, for consumption capital, wages, then it is different. It goes back to equilibrium much quicker for labor and return on capital. The IRF for total factor productivity is just the trajectory of an autocorrelated exogenous process. Let's now look at the case where we want to ask Dynar to compute numerically the steady state. It is in rbc1a.mod. So all the top of the file in the same thing, but instead of having a steady state model block, I have an init-val block in which I enter guess value for the endogenous variable. Of course, it requires some knowledge of the feature of the model, in particular to expect a rather large value for the stock of capital. Then now steady, compute the exact value of the steady state from the starting value and display that. The rest of the file are identical. And now I run RBC1A. So at first glance, the results are rather not identical, but of course rather close. In fact, that's no, that's really here. I let you compare exactly the value when you run the two experiments side by side. And the last things we want to do is to look at the case where we want to solve only for the labor supply when when gamma is different from zero. And that is in rbc1b.mob. So now instead of zero, I put a gamma equal to 5. The model is identical. I have rewritten differently the steady state model block according to the slide I showed you before. And in particular, for determining steady state labor services, I call the solve for L function with a guess value for the labor supply of 1. And the solve for L function it must be in a different M file that's directly written in MATLAB, solve for L.M. And again, it is the same thing I showed you before on the slides. So I hide that. And now I'm running Dynar RBC1B. And I have again, also you will again compare the result when gamma is equal to 0 and when gamma is equal to 5. So here is what I wanted to show you in practice with the real business cycle model.